Happy September, friends. This month usually brings a change in the weather. Kids are usually getting ready to go back to school, and the Arvada Center is gearing up for its new theater season. This year, with COVID, fall will undoubtedly look a lot different. The rhythm of life that we've grown accustomed to over the years will not be the same. On many levels, this is disappointing. But at the Arvada Center, it gives us an opportunity to be creative and think outside the box. Hello, I'm Phillip Snead, President and CEO of the Arvada Center for the Arts and Humanities. Since May, we've been raising money for our Reignite the Arts campaign. Our goal is to raise $1 million by October 31st, and we're so thankful to the donors who have lit a spark to reignite the arts. Thank you. As part of this campaign, you've met several of our staff members over the months who are working hard to make sure that the Arvada Center not only survives the pandemic, but thrives when we come out on the other side. This week, we'd like to update you on some of what we've been doing over the summer and what you can look forward to as the cooler weather approaches in the coming months.
Hi there, I'm Marcus. I'm from the Communications Department here at the Arvada Center, and I want to introduce you to a few people who have been spearheading the amazing efforts to keep our audience engaged and bring the programs to you and you back to the center in a safe and healthy way. Let's go check it out and see what they're doing.
Temperature check. Temperature normal.
As you all know, we are in the middle of this incredible campaign to reignite the arts. Vice President of Advancement Teresa Yokel is here to tell you all about it.
Reignite the Arts campaign has brought in about $700,000 so far to date. We still have about $300,000 to go to hit our goal. Last week we kicked off our Reignite the Arts campaign auction. You can go to our website and get the link, and bidding goes on until 8 o'clock on September 3rd, so there's only 2 days left. All the money raised during the auction will help support the campaign because we can't sell to full capacity our shows, our classes, any of those things. So we rely on tuition and ticket revenue and philanthropic support. The communications team and the development team both felt like it was really important for our donors to get to know some of the employees behind the scenes, because art isn't just made in a machine. It's not manufactured. It is created by humans. Being one of the largest arts organizations in the community that employs creatives, it's really important for us to be able to raise this money to keep these people employed so they continue to do the artwork that they're doing, and that when we open our doors fully at full capacity, we'll be able to welcome all our patrons back the way we have in the past.
There's lots of amazing art in the lobby, up on the walls, all over the place. Let's go talk to Colin Parson, Director of Galleries and Curator, and see what it's all about.
My name is Colin Parson. I'm the Director of Galleries and Curator here at the Arvada Center. I think it's important to show the diversity of the city and the state that we live in, the diversity of not only the people around us, but also the artists of the community. Our current exhibit here at the Arvada Center is called Pink Progression's Collaborations. Pink Progression is an artist collective that started in 2017 during the Women's March, and they've done many exhibits throughout the metro area. This is the first time the Arvada Center has hosted one. So Collaborations is a group of 54 collaborators. I think it's over 120 artists. These groups speak of gender identity, feminism, social justice, racial justice, etc. So it's a really all-encompassing exhibit, and it was kind of the impetus was the anniversary of the 19th Amendment, the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which allowed the women the right to vote. However, this exhibit is also about the universal suffrage still going on today of women. During the pandemic, it's been a challenge to have visitors come to the Arvada Center. We've put in a lot of safety precautions. So to visit Pink Progression, you need to visit arvadacenter.org, and we have a free ticketed reservation system. So you can pick your date and time. You have an hour slot to walk our galleries and enjoy the exhibit. We've had over 1,000 reservations made since it opened in early July. So after Pink Progression, which ends November 8th, we have a lot of exciting exhibits happening. One of them starts mid-November to December, and it's called Black in Denver by photographer Narkita. That'll be here in the upper gallery. This photography exhibit is a portrait and interview series of the diversity of the Black community of Denver and the Denver area. We're really excited to work with Narkita. She's a young artist, full of enthusiasm, and we're just think this exhibit about identity is really important.
The Pink Progression Collaborations exhibition is one of the many things happening inside the Arvada Center right now. We have patrons back for classes in dance, ceramics, visual arts. Let's go check out the ceramics studio and see.
Hi, my name's Lisa Leaf Green. I'm the Director of Education at the Arvada Center for the Arts and Humanities. I have worked at the Arvada Center for 28 years, more than half my life, and I love the work that I do, and I love the Arvada Center. So when COVID first started, we immediately knew we needed to continue to figure out how to connect students to teachers and how to do it safely. And so we immediately shifted to virtual delivery for our dance classes as well as our Front Range Youth Symphony rehearsals. But one thing we knew we couldn't shift to virtually was ceramics. And so one of the first things we knew we wanted to do was expand the ceramic studio so that we could safely hold in-person classes. Those students were very interested in being in person, but we had to do it safely and we had to do it within all the parameters. This space was transformed and almost doubled the size to hold in-person classes when the number of cases went down. We also knew that the dance classes, although the students were taking classes virtually, it wasn't a good match over a long term. And so some of the students said, could we please have in-person classes? We shifted to a combination, a hybrid of in-person and virtual classes. And so most of our classes were held in person. Again, socially distanced. We had to drop the number of students that we had in each class. But one thing we knew as well within the summer camp program is that probably the safest way to deliver programs for young kids is to have those classes and those camps in their homes. And so we immediately shifted to a virtual delivery program for our camps. That's when we offered, from our 220 summer camps that we were planning to have this summer, we were able to shift 64 of them into a virtual format, and we served 400 kids that normally would not have been able to take our camps if we had just canceled. And we served kids from around the world. There were kids from Guatemala, there were kids from Idaho, there were kids from across Colorado and Severance who were able to take our camps and just be in real time taking and creating with each other. My staff put together and we were able to deliver over 237 art kits for these students. Parents would come each the Thursday or Friday before camps, and they would pick up those art kits and we would deliver them socially distanced very safely, and those kids would be able to have all of the supplies they need to be able to create and camp the next week. It was wonderful. But the one camp that I decided we can do this in person and do it safely was the production of the Teen Intensive of Sweeney Todd. They were in masks the entire rehearsal process. They rehearsed in our amphitheater where it was outside and safe. They were socially distant throughout the rehearsal process and throughout the performance process. What's coming up next for education and for our students is we're working on our winter catalog.
Here at the Arvada Center, we decided to form an internal task force of employees to think about what types of new, innovative, excited programming we can do when we can't have our traditional stuff. You know, COVID has changed just everything for us, making us rethink our programs, rethink how we get people together in our spaces. So we started looking at all these beautiful outdoor avenues we have for performance, and turns out we have this amazing space, our plaza, that leads into our amphitheater here. And we decided to activate that and turn it into our front porch. So we invite our community members in to join us for an evening of music or theater or performance, and it's a casual evening where they get to sit at a table with their friends, have a drink, and be out under the stars. And one of the things that's come out of this task force is the idea to do a series of radio dramas. We're listening to new things, we're watching new things at home, and we want to be able to keep people who love theater engaged in the great art form with great actors in a new way. Radio plays are by no means new, but the way we're doing it and producing these things all online is really spectacular. So the first one we're doing is a one-act play called Trifles. It's kind of a murder mystery feminist story. It's going to be really exciting. The second play that we're going to produce in the radio play series is an adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula. Now, this is a new version of Dracula because it's a one-man version. So Black Box company member in the past, Zach Andrews, is producing the sound, he's doing the design, he's doing the music, and he's doing all the voices for this really cool, chilling telling of this classic horror story coming out right around Halloween. So we're really excited to get people engaged in that. One of the things that's really crucial to us when we're thinking about new types of programs is how are we going to keep our patrons, our audiences, our community safe? In COVID, this has brought all of our attention to this matter. So for the Front Porch Series, we're really aware that the tables are more than 6 feet apart. We take everyone's temperature when they come in. You have to wear your mask at all times when you're not at your table. We really just want everyone to be comfortable, safe, and happy so they can enjoy the arts in a safe atmosphere.
So I want to thank all the donors that have already contributed to the campaign. Thank you so much for your support. About 1,500 donors have stepped up and made a contribution, so thank you. I want to thank City of Arvada, the SCFD, Lutheran Medical Center, who's been supporting us for years, US Bank. I know many of our donors have already given to the campaign, and we're very grateful for that, but if there's any way you can do a small extra gift, just $25, $10, all the little gifts add up and make a huge difference.